Y'all, I'm a hot mess. Hi. I'm home today. It's Thursday. I know you guys know you saw that there's no Zooms. I'm doing better. I don't need to give you a lot of details, but I'm doing better. I don't know if many of you know, but I have heart things that happen sometimes. And yesterday I had an occurrence, but I'm doing much better. I just had to be at home and rest today. So here I am resting, not dolled up at all, which you're not used to me really being dolled up anyway, so we should be just fine. Okay, so this is this 5.5? Let me just double check. Week 9. Do I have this right? Yes. Okay, just want to make sure. Um, I am not going to give you the notes on this because normally I give you the note slides, but I've got about half of you, if not more, who are not watching the videos. You're just going through the notes and writing down the note cards, which is beneficial, but not as beneficial as listening to me teach. So you'll be doing these note cards through the videos only. Of course, you can see the notes through the videos, but I need to make sure you're watching the videos. So those of you who are watching the videos, thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. Goodness gracious. But section 5.5 is on triangle congruent shortcuts. On Thursday, your work was to go to this website and really look at what is a congruent triangle and what makes it congruent. And what you should have deciphered from that, or probably already knew, is that you had all 6 things true. So all 3 sides congruent to all 3 sides, and all 3 angles congruent to all 3 angles. But sometimes we can say triangles are congruent with some shortcuts. And so that's what this lesson is about, and it is part of the curriculum. You definitely need to know these. It's right here. I know I talk about this kind of stuff and you guys are like, whatever, but it's right here. You have to know these, okay? And so what is a congruent statement? That's the first thing in the website that you guys went to on Thursday. It didn't really talk about congruent statements, and we need to talk about what those are and the order and all of that. And the next essential question is, what are the shortcuts we can use to prove triangles are congruent? I hit pause and I went and tried to do something with my hair. I don't know, maybe a little better. It's a hot mess. Okay, so here we go. Note card 156, congruent statements. There are 3 problems here, but here are the main things I want you to realize before we start. When writing a congruent statement, you need to follow the markings. Order matters, and the triangle symbol must be used, and the congruent symbol must be used. So this says all 3 problems below have markings to indicate the triangles are congruent to each other. We learned this in the Thursday website that you went to. We have all of the information we need for number 1 to say that those 2 triangles are congruent. We have 6 things. We have 3 angles congruent to 3 angles, and we have 3 sides congruent to 3 sides. So now you've got to be able to write a congruent statement. Now, I want to make note that Joe may write a correct congruent statement. His looks different from Deja's, but they're both correct. So we're going to talk about this order and what I'm talking about. So right here, when I go to write a congruent statement, I always have a method to my madness here. And so look what I did. I did B, C, D. So I went from the 1 arc on the angle to the 2 arcs to the 3 arcs. So triangle BCD is congruent to triangle. So then I have to find over here the one that has 1 mark, G, to H to I. Now, I could have said, I could have started with the 2 mark one. So I could have said C, and then went to the 3, and then went to the 1. So CDB. Now, if I did that, I have to change the order. So I go to the 2 mark 1 H, to the 3 mark 1 I, to the 1 mark 1 G. And if you notice, the B right here is in the G spot, and B is still there. B is still in the G spot in the second congruent statement I did. The C is in the H spot because C and H both have the 2 arcs. The C is in the H spot, and the D is in the I spot. So you can double check, and we could write more. We could keep going. So I could say, what's another one I could say? I could say DCB is congruent to IHG. So that is one way to think about congruent statements. I went ahead and covered my initial congruent statement for number 2 and number 3, but no, there's more that you can do. So make sure you can follow what I did. Pause me or finish this note card. You got this. Video number 2 on its way.